I'm over here at Yard Sale Pizza in London. Nick and the guys brought me out to kind of do a collaboration, check out the pizza scene here. You know, my friends back home are telling me that England doesn't have very good pizza, but I'm gonna check that out for myself and kind of see what the roots of the pizza culture in London are and see how it kind of holds up to New York and what's going on back home. Well, we got a nice pie here. You guys call it pie in England?
We don't, man. It's just pizza. Here, you know, we're trying to do a mix. We love like a New York slice, like a big, you know, giant 20-inch pizza. But we also love like the Napoleon pizza, like how soft it is and stuff. You know, we try and emulate that in our pizza. We've got it like soft, big spotted crust, but we also like it a bit crispy.
Where do you see like the culture of pizza in London going? Do you think it's gonna continue in sort of like this way where it's a lot of traditional flavors, or do you think that it's gonna kind of go off on its own and get its own regional kind of flavor?
I think there's a lot of young British people like taking pizza and taking it to that sort of next level, like making their own, you know, putting their own spin on it. The more people that are successful, the more it pushes the other guys. You know, you see these guys over your shoulder, like, you know, doing some real unique stuff. Yeah, I don't know. Hopefully one day we will have a style, you know. So this is our margarita. So this is an 18-inch pizza. And how's that like comparing to like a New York slice?
Damn good. It's damn good. You know, the only difference I would say is that a little bit more of a crispy texture with the New York slice. You go for that fold, and sometimes you can really hear it, you know. You could hear it crack, you could hear it crunch, not too far away, and it's really delicious. We're gonna jump in the kitchen after this and get busy?
Yeah.
Let's do it.
This came about, this was like a staff cult sort of thing. We used to do these cheesy garlic breads. What they would do is add Marmite to that.
You're
familiar with Marmite?
I actually love Marmite. It's one of my favorite. I love the flavor. I'm a big fan of that umami, funkiness, and I think Marmite kind of covers that.
It's related to pizza as well. We use the yeast to rise the dough, to ferment the dough, and you know, Marmite is yeast extract.
I knew that it had something to do with yeast, but I wasn't sure.
Yeah, it's the extract. So basically, when they make beer, it's the byproduct, it's a waste product.
Okay.
Someone decided to sell it. It's a great idea, you know?
Brilliant.
So what we do is we go in with garlic oil. So it's like a thin layer.
There's so many great stories at restaurants of meals that started as family meal and started as just like being creative and ended up on the actual menu, you know?
Exactly. You know, you don't get more from the heart. So we use the big squeezy, Marmite.
The big squeezy.
Goes on top of the cheese. It goes like almost like Twiglet. Do you know Twiglets?
Oh, that looks good.
Marmite on top, so you get these little bits where it like caramelizes, goes a little bit like sort of chewy. Cut it into like fingers, eggs and soldiers type thing.
Sure. Egg and soldiers.
You see how I did it like on the top? You get these little bits where it goes sort of like a little bit chewy even.
I'm learning all about all types of stuff. Eggs and soldiers, Twiglets. The aroma of this kind of really fills up the restaurant, huh?
Yeah. So I'm quite intrigued to see whether you're gonna love it or hate it.
I think I'm gonna like it. Pick off one of these little soldiers. Totally new flavors for me. The garlic, the cheese, the Marmite. You could taste the Marmite gets cooked down a little bit. It even gets a little more intense.
Yeah.
It's not for the faint of heart, but if you're like me and you like those bold flavors, well, that's a London pizza for you.
That is a London pizza.
The last couple of days with me being over here and kind of cooking my style of pizzas, the white pizza, which Best Pizza has kind of become famous for, it seems to be going over really well.
Yeah, they're great. They really suit our style of pizza as well, because like, the problem can be with a white pizza, you haven't got the sauce, it can be a bit too crispy. Because we've got a quick cook on it, you know, we have it quite bubbly, it goes like real perfect.
Right.
The extra virgin olive oil keeps it sort of juicy, super nice. Everyone who's had it is like, you know, I was surprised. Because I thought, you know, sesame crust, you know, you start thinking like, you know, is it there for the sake of it? But when you get to the end of that pizza, it's like, wow, now you see why it's there, it's like delicious.
You know, we had a little gathering the other night at one of the pizzerias, and all the pizza guys in London came out, and everyone was kind of standing around. The guys from Home Slice Rye and the guys from Pizza Pilgrim, and everyone was having a good time. And it reminded me of like what's going on in Brooklyn, New York right now. It's like we have this great pizza community. We see each other, and we're all friends. You know, we have fun together. We like spending time with each other. It was nice to kind of see the community here, and I think that's something that's gonna kind of push the culture, you know?
We're not competition with each other, you know. The competition is the bad pizza. People doing it with like the bad produce, or doing it the wrong way with like sort of no love. So, you know, there's loads of room for great quality pizza. And, you know, we're all doing something completely sort of different as well. Okay, so I'm gonna take you through our bestseller. The Holy Pepperoni is our ode to like a hangover pizza. You know, like a pepperoni deluxe, pepperoni passion type thing. So this is our tomato sauce. A bit of basil in there, a bit of salt, a little bit of garlic.
Yeah, this is a cooked sauce.
Yeah, it's a slow cook.
Very different than the Napoli style, which is just usually tomatoes and a little bit of salt. That kind of is more of a New York thing.
So we use like a fior di latte mozzarella. And so what I'm putting on now, this is like an Italian pepperoni. Got the casings that shrink to recreate that like sort of cupping action. To get those little pools of like grease in there.
People love their little grease cups of pepperoni.
This isn't do your sausage. So this is like basically a fatty meat paste made of like Calabrian chilies. And they'll just melt into the sauce. You get these little pockets of like spice in there.
Beautiful, look at that. All that grease inside those pepperoni cups. That's the hangover cure you've been talking about, huh? I'm going in. Oh, you could just smell the andouille sausage.
Yeah,
you could smell the
smokiness
pepperoni.
through the Cobblane smoked pepperoni.
The dough is definitely different than the dough that I use at home. It's got a little bit of a more ferment on it, I think. It has really great flavor. It's nice and light. The quality of the meat really makes this, I think. I mean, it's so good. Cheers to London pizza.